Hello, everybody. Did you miss me? All right, man. I did a video yesterday on proof of God, evolution versus creation. Okay, I want to add a couple little things onto that, and then I'm gonna name this part two, and then I'll be done. Okay, so let's get it on. Part of my little thing was about bats. Okay, and how they can travel 100 miles, 200 miles to find their perfect match, their perfect mate. Now, I want to add on to that, okay? Because once in a while I get bats in my house. And I want to show you how miraculous God made all these creatures, okay? Because here's a bat. I have ceiling fans going in my house, okay? Now, bats are blind. They're using radar, okay, to fly 1,000,000 miles an hour. I mean, these things are zipping like crazy, going back and forth and under and over. And I mean, dude, I I got ceiling fans going. I have things hanging from my ceiling. I got lamps. I got this. I got motorcycle helmets, believe it or not, hanging up over here. Uh, and these bats are flying through my house. They get in somehow. I still don't know how. I haven't figured that out yet. Uh, but they're flying through and they're zipping in and out of the ceiling fans without getting hit. They're going over this, they're going over that, and they're going 1,000,000 miles an hour. I mean, these things are going through doorways, around corners, and I mean, literally, 1,000,000 miles an hour is what it seems like. They're going so fast you can't even see them, and yet they're not. They're evading the ceiling fans that are going, full speed. I got two of them going, three of them. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, the way God has designed these creatures. I mean, I'm in awe of how they work with the radar. But again, let me make the point that out there, outside, they go and they find their mates. There's millions of breeds of bats, millions of species of bats. And this bat will go out there and he's blind. Okay, he doesn't even have eyes. And yet he can find his mates 100 miles away. Again, by pheromones, by whatever's going on out there in the animal kingdom. This little guy can find his mate even though he's even blind. Okay, flying around at night, catching bugs, doing his thing, evading all the trees, evading all the power lines, whatever's out there in his way. Amazing, amazing. I mean, I'm just in awe, of this creature. I really am, and how God designed it. Keep the bug population in check. God needed a bat, so He created it. Believe it or not, that's the way I look at it. But anyway, guys, let's get into a few other things that I want to add in here. I'm into the fact of how God pre-programmed every single living creature before it's made. Okay, ducks, let's say turtles, sea turtles, okay, when they're born, they got to dig up out of the sand, okay, they're buried down a couple feet. They got to dig up as soon as they come out of the eggs. They already know, they're already pre-programmed. They got to dig up till they reach the surface. Okay, now, a sea turtle, if it starts going the wrong way, it automatically knows that, and it's going to turn around and head for the ocean. So it knows exactly where the ocean is. This thing is only less than 2 minutes old, 5 minutes old. Okay? Once it gets to the surface, if it starts going the opposite way of where the ocean is, it automatically knows that. It's going to turn around and head ass for the ocean. Excuse my language. Okay, so that's pre-programming. They already know what to do. All the insects, all the sea creatures, all the birds, everything. Pre-programmed by God. It's called DNA programming. Okay, you get it? You see it? It's just beautiful the way God designed it all. Okay, now, DNA programming. Now, scientists now are just beginning to figure out that they can take a cell from your body, and these cells are alive. Okay, your body is made up of trillions of cells that make your body work the way it's working. Okay, but each and every individual cell is packed with DNA. Okay, and these DNA strands, okay, one strand of DNA has enough coded, like a computer program, like where I work, we program machines. Okay, now your DNA is the same thing. Okay, your cell is programmed with this DNA to know exactly what to do in the body. And that goes for insects, that goes for birds and bees and everything in between. They all have it. Even the trees have DNA programming. Even plants are DNA programmed. God has made everything with DNA programming, okay? But now listen, one strand of DNA, okay, it's not that long, it's underneath the microscope, has enough programming, enough program in one cell, one strand of DNA, that you can stretch books back and forth to the moon 500 times. Okay, imagine that. You got one of your cells, you got trillions of cells in your body. Within one of those cells, you can take out a strand of DNA, and scientists have now figured out that there is coded, okay, it's programmed by God. Okay, God got in there and with his little fingers, and he was making a program for that one DNA strand. So that cell knows exactly where to go in the body and what to do. Okay, this cell delivers oxygen. This cell does this. This cell delivers protein. This cell does whatever the cells are doing in your body. Okay, they are programmed. Scientists are now figuring this out. This shows you how far away science is away from God. Literally, that's how far science is. We're not even scratching the surface of God. But anyway, back to it. One strand of DNA. You can take encyclopedias full of information and stack them up to the moon and back 500 times in one strand, in one cell of your body. Okay, that's amazing. That's mind-boggling. That's boom. That's craziness. Okay, but this is what scientists themselves are figuring out. What they have concluded. Okay, this isn't coming from some preacher up on the stand who's trying to convince you that God exists. This is coming from science. This is coming from Einstein, who rejected God. This is coming from Newton. Okay, this is coming from Hawking. You know, these guys are now concluding that, wow, check this out. You know, these cells are actually programmed. Okay, and again, guys, I'm just trying to make the point. Now, let's get into. I want to get into one more thing, and I'm gonna let you go. When you buy a TV, when you buy, a pair of headphones, when you buy anything, a remote control, when you buy a car, when you buy a refrigerator, when you buy a freezer, it doesn't matter, a ceiling fan, whatever you buy, a helmet, it's stamped with the maker, okay? So you know who made that helmet. It's got some kind of stamp on it, made in China, made from Philips TV, made from Galaxy, made from whatever, Google. You name it, whoever the Ford Motor Company, whoever made that product, they're going to stamp it. Your body, okay, is held together by a compound called laminin. And what that means is, without laminin in your body, okay, your body's going to fall apart. Your muscles aren't going to adhere to your bones. In fact, your muscles aren't going to stay together at all. Your muscles are going to fall apart, which means your heart is going to fall apart, which means your lungs and your brain and all your bones and everything in your body would just fall apart because it's being held together by this glue, by this molecular structure. It's called laminin. Okay, scientists have now figured this out. Okay, so now, hold on a minute, I'm not to my point yet. Now, as I just told you, every time somebody makes a product, they put their stamp on it. Okay, now laminin, if you take an electron microscope and you look at laminin, because that's the only way you can see it. You take an electron microscope and you look at laminin underneath that microscope, and guess what? It's in the shape of a cross. Okay, a perfect shape of a cross. So, your body, and all the animals, all the elephants' body, and all the alligators, and all the insects, and everything out there that God made has laminin in it that's holding it together. So in other words, if the bees didn't, or the butterflies didn't have laminin, their wings would fall off in flight. Okay, their bodies would disintegrate. Laminin, okay, so in other words, let's look at it this way, guys. Your body has millions, trillions of crosses that are holding you together. Okay? God's stamp. So as I just told you, take any product that has a stamp on it, and that shows you who made it. Okay? The stamp of your body is a cross. Believe it or not. That's what's holding you together. Without that laminin, without God's, logo, or whatever you want to call it, he made your body, he put his stamp on your body, which is a cross. It's in the shape of a cross. And that's what's holding you together. It's the glue within your body and every single creature that lives out there. So I find that quite amazing, to be honest with you. Another thing that, clues that God is leaving out there for you people to recognize, to grab a hold of, to understand that he exists. As science evolves, they're finding out more and more and more that there is a creator. There's things going on in your body that they have not discovered yet, that they won't even ever discover because it is so advanced. Your body is being regulated and everything's going on inside here. Science is way light years away from even finding out what God has done. I mean, that's how far ahead he is. But anyway, guys, laminin, that is God's stamp, on his product, that shows that you are held together by trillions of crosses. I find that amazing. All right, guys, I think that's it, man. I'm going to wrap up the creation evolution debate with this. And we'll let it go from there. All right, man. Peace out. God bless. Take care.